Once there was a poor peasant couple who were always fighting with each other. All they had was a boy and a girl and a cow and a cat. After the woman had cooked porridge one day, neither the husband nor the wife wanted to lick the whisk. They both wanted to scrape the pot. The man grabbed the pot and the woman the whisk, and they started chasing each other. Up the mountains and down the valleys they ran, away from children and cow and cat. They never came back, so the children had to decide how to divide their inheritance. Since all it consisted of was the cat and the cow, one of them would get the cat and the other the cow. The boy wanted the cow, but the girl didn't want the cat. However, the cat said to the girl, "Won't you please take me? You won't be sorry." So the girl took the cat, and off they went, the girl with the cat and the boy with the cow. After walking for a while, the cat said to the girl, "Come along with me right now." She did as he said, and they walked until they came to a great castle. There the cat told the girl to strip stark naked, crawl into a tree, and keep her mouth shut. This the girl did, while the cat went inside the castle. "How do you do?" said the cat when he was inside. "There's a naked princess in a tree out there. She's been attacked by robbers and they've stripped all her clothes off. I demand that you dress her in the finest clothes you have, for she's very highborn. If you do this, you'll be handsomely rewarded, but if you don't, I'll tear you to pieces." Frightened, they immediately dressed her in the finest clothes they had and brought her inside the castle. That evening the cat told them, "Now get a bed ready for her, and it must be the very finest you have, for she's a very important person." The people in the castle wondered if she was really as highborn as the cat would have them believe. To test this, they decided to put peas in her bed to see if she felt anything. She would, of course, if she were really as high and mighty as the cat insisted. But the cat overheard them, and he told the peasant girl what to say when they asked her in the morning how she'd slept. "Well," she'd say, "I didn't sleep so well, actually. I felt something hard under me. No, I sleep much better at home in Catburg." In the morning, all went as the cat had said. The girl answered just the way he'd instructed her, and they decided that she must be very highborn. But they still wanted to test her one more time. This time, they sprinkled grains of rice instead of peas under her down mattress. Again, the cat found out what they intended to do, and he told the girl how to answer when they asked her how she'd slept. In the morning, she said exactly what the cat had taught her. "Thank you. I slept somewhat better, but I still felt something hard under me. I sleep better at home in Catburg." Now the entire castle was convinced that she was of very high birth. This peasant girl was very beautiful, and the crown prince was so delighted with her that he soon proposed to her, and she accepted. One day, a little later, when the princess and the crown prince sat playing together, she started laughing quite uncontrollably. She'd seen the old man and woman, her parents that is, running by. The old man was still running in front with the pot, and the old woman behind him with the whisk. She found this so funny that she couldn't stop laughing. The prince asked what she was laughing at. "I'm laughing because my home in Catburg is built on gold pillars instead of the clay pillars you have here," she said. But the prince, who'd heard so many tales of the wonders of Catburg, was curious to see it. "If it's so beautiful at Catburg, it's there we must go." Now, of course, the girl was very unhappy since she didn't have any castle at all. But the cat comforted her and promised to take care of everything. She and the crown prince prepared for the long journey. The cat ran ahead of them, and soon he came to a large field where many men and women were busy cutting and raking. The cat said to the field workers, "In a little while the prince and princess will drive by. When the prince asks who owns this field, tell them it belongs to the Princess of Catburg. If you do this, you'll be handsomely rewarded, but if you don't, I'll tear you to pieces." The people promised to do what the cat had told them. And so when the prince heard that his princess owned such a large field, he knew for sure that she was rich. By now they'd traveled so far that they had to find shelter for the night. While the prince and the princess of Catburg were sleeping, the cat found a fine castle for the peasant girl. As it happened, a giant lived in a big castle nearby. During the night, the giant went out hunting, and the cat snuck into the castle and prepared it for their arrival. Later, to make sure that the giant wouldn't be able to get in, well, the cat shat into the keyhole. Then, toward morning, before the sun came up, the giant came home. Of course he couldn't get the key in the keyhole. He started to shout for them to open the door, but the cat stood inside and laughed, saying that if the giant would only calm down a little, the cat would tell him the story of his life. At first they kneaded me, and then they baked me, the cat kept repeating. But the giant grew madder and madder. He roared at them to let them inside his castle. Finally, when the cat saw that the sun was coming up, he called out to the giant, "Hey, take a look at that pretty maiden." The giant turned around. When he looked in the sun, he burst and died. The cat got some people to drag him away and made sure to take the key that was in the giant's hand. He opened the door and then went to fetch his masters and lead them to Catburg. The prince and the princess and the cat lived happily for the rest of their lives in the beautiful castle at Catburg.